Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Understanding Behavior live stream. We've got a cool presentation for you. We are here for covering schedules of reinforcement tonight. One of my favorite topics because it's just like so nerdy and so technical. I'm just such a big fan. That's like what I get off on. Anyway, we got some exciting announcements. You may have noticed that I'm wearing a really cool, brand new Understanding Behavior tank top. All the rest of the shirts, they're not tanked like mine. Like, only the cool people are really going to tank their shirts. But we do have them in stock. Here's what they look like. I think this is a 2XL version right here, but they're very beautiful. These are going to be in the shop probably later tonight, so look out for those if you want to pick them up. I think they're going to be either $25 or $30. I don't know yet, but they're gonna come with these really cool stickers too. My friend literally just dropped these off like 7 minutes ago. So these are holographic UB stickers. So if you purchase a t-shirt, you'll also get a couple stickers in there, and stickers are pretty awesome. We'll probably have an option too. I got these cool UB pins as well. Ooh, very neato. Dot dot dot. Showing them off. So I'm actually off to Co-Aba tomorrow. That's the ABA of Colorado, and yeah, we're going to that conference. We're gonna be repping UB stuff and handing out stickers to everybody. So I'm really excited that we have all this together. Who's excited? Anybody planning on buying a shirt tonight here? Well, this is pretty incredible. We had some record numbers on our event for this tonight, and we already have nearly 100 people here. That is crazy. If you want to tank it, you're gonna have to tank it yourself. I'm not really good at it. Like, otherwise, I'd offer. If you do tank your shirt and like tag us on Instagram or whatever, we'll figure out like something special for you, because the cool kids are gonna tank their shirts for sure. No, nothing against the people who don't tank their shirts, but it's way cooler if you do. Let's see. Yeah, welcome everybody. I'm so glad we're all here. Everybody's excited that vibes are lit tonight. That is amazing. Lucy has a question about level line. We're not talking about experimental design tonight. We're getting into schedule soon, so we'll save that for a different day. But thank you guys so much for being here. Wow, we are over 100 people before we even got this started. So you guys are like the real cool people. So why don't we give away one of the UB shirts to somebody here? So if you're the winner, you're going to win a UB shirt, you're going to win some stickers, and you're going to win a pin in the package. Let's just start it off with some giveaway fun. How does that sound? Does that sound fun? We're into the idea? Cool. Yay, Willow, I'm glad you're here. Awesome. Well, yeah, let's start the stream off with some fun, and let's go do that. We'll go to our other page here. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't think we've ever gotten 100 people in a stream this quickly. So thank you all so much for being here, and you'll be rewarded with a chance of winning the first a non-team member to get some UB merch. So we're gonna do a random 1 to 500. You can select any number. Whoever is closest will be the winner of our merch package. Let's see those numbers. 1 guess per person. If you put multiple guesses, you will be disqualified. There's no mercy for that. So only put 1 number. If there's a repeat number, we'll do a draw off. Or if we get 2 people that are both really close or whatever, we'll do a draw off on it. All right, the numbers are coming in. We are here. We are excited. We are stoked. We've got super nerdy schedules today, and we've got all this amazing merch to give away. I actually need to find a spot in my water bottle for a UV sticker. I feel like I got this bottom spot here, but I feel like I want like a better spot. I have to like take a sticker off to. We'll see. Well, I think we'll worry about that later. All right. I should just like put one on my forehead or something. I don't know. Let's go ahead. Okay, we've got a lot of people still participating here. Remember, only one number per person. If you have multiple numbers, you will get disqualified. So don't do that. All right, we'll make bum bum dee dum the last person, and yeah, let's select this number. Who's our winner? Our number is 66. All right, help me out here. We've got a lot of responders here. So who is closest? I see Amber Gregg's at 75. It's like kind of close. Is anybody in the 60s? Ooh, Tiffany Lester, 69. What a great number, 69. That might be our winner tonight. Let's see. Is anybody closer? Tiffany Lester at 69 looks pretty close. I don't think there's anybody else in the 60s. Please correct me if I'm wrong here. I think 69 is gonna take it, and that's just like it was meant to be. I think that was just meant to be that 69 is the winner tonight for the very first official UB merch. All right, everybody's saying Tiffany. I'm just gonna I've scrolled through this a couple times, but I keep getting it wrong. So let's do one more scroll through. But yeah, it looks like Tiffany Lester with number 69 is our winner. Congratulations. All right, well, send me an email. Actually, I probably have your information, Tiffany, but I will need your address and I'll need your shirt size and stuff. So send me an email and you are going to be the very first non-team member that owns some Understanding Behavior merch. So congratulations. Let me just get you on my board so I don't forget. Boop, 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 boop. Wow, my handwriting is so terrible. You guys can't see that, but it's terrible. You shouldn't see that. Anyway, thanks so much for being here, crew. We've got 122 people here. We haven't even started yet. That is insane. If you wouldn't mind, a great way to support the channel is smashing that like button. If we could get even half or more of the viewers here to do that, I think that would be really awesome. So let's do our best there. Tonight we are talking about schedules of reinforcement. This presentation does include basic and compound schedules. I think we'll probably only get to basic schedules tonight, but we have reviewed compound schedules previously. So definitely check out our video where we did that. I think we did it in one of in the most recent Behavior Binge Bonanza. But let's get into our normal schedules of reinforcement because a lot of people mess these up and I think they're really cool. So here's our schedule for today. We're going to talk about what is a schedule of reinforcement. We're going to talk about how schedules of reinforcement are implemented. We're also going to talk about what patterns of responding that they tend to produce and what this looks like on a cumulative record graph. We will do a comparison between interval and time-based schedules. I think we're actually going to skip this part on intermittent reinforcement and resistance to extinction, but we'll have a quiz at the end. Awesome. Yeah, Stephanie. Yay, Stephanie took her test yesterday and passed. That is amazing. Congratulations. Woo, 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 woo. Love to hear it. She took the minis and the mock exam. So as always, if you're looking for some really quality mock exams, Understanding Behavior Shop is the place for that. Congratulations to Stephanie. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We'll also do a mock giveaway today. I don't know. We'll probably give away a bundle because it's a pretty lit stream tonight. So we'll probably give away a full bundle that includes the mini mocks and the Beat the Beast mock. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably do that later on. Awesome. Tapashi passed yesterday too. Yay. She's like, I don't know what to do with her free time after work. That's so funny. The world is yours now. You can do whatever you want. Like go pick up a new hobby. I don't know, play some video games, watch a show, do something cool. I mean, like the world is yours now. You're free. You're free. Tapashi's been coming to this for a long time. That is amazing. Congratulations. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, Amber, good luck. Kill it, kill it, kill it. All right, let's get into our content for today. First of all, starting with what is a schedule of reinforcement. We've got our rat here in the Skinner box. On our shirts too, we also have a very cute rat. He's pushing a lever on it. Very on theme for tonight. So schedule of reinforcement is looking at the way that reinforcement is delivered. This can be based on a few different things. So it can be based on the number of responses required. It can be based on the time since last reinforcement, and also our stimulus conditions. So it can have like SDs and S deltas that are paired with certain schedules of reinforcement as well. Let's look at our basic schedules, and kind of similar to how I like to approach our basic contingencies, I like to break down each of these words separately, and then we can combine them really easily. If we do this, your skills and how you understand these terms are going to be way more generalizable, so I think that works really well. And there's going to be separate tables, so this table is looking at how the schedules are implemented, but we're going to have a similar table later on that talks about what kind of patterns of responding that these schedules tend to produce. So first of all, we have fixed and variable schedules. In our fixed schedules, we're always going to refer to the same amount. So for example, if we have a fixed ratio schedule, we're going to be delivered after a number of responses, and that number is always going to be exactly the same. So if we have a fixed ratio 2, for example, every 2 responses is going to result in a reinforcer. With our variable schedules, that's going to average to an amount. So instead of it always being 2, let's say we have a variable ratio 2, that means that after like a certain amount of reinforcer deliveries, that all of those are going to average to about 2. So sometimes they're going to be delivered after 1 response, sometimes they're going to be delivered after 3 responses, sometimes they'll be delivered after 2 responses, but over time it's all going to average down to about 2. Let's talk about interval schedules, because I think interval schedules are one of the most misunderstood terms on the entire task list. We're going to drill this really hard tonight, so we're going to make sure that you get it. An interval schedule provides reinforcement for the first response after a period of time. So if we have a fixed interval 1 minute, for example, then in that 1 minute, we have essentially extinction. And after that 1 minute has occurred, the reinforcer's not delivered yet, but once the response does occur, that's when the reinforcer is going to be delivered. So again, first response after a period of time. Honestly, like if you just want to type that out in chat to kind of like get that burning into your brain a little bit stronger, I would recommend that. So again, interval schedule is reinforcement for the first response after a period of time. And again, if you want to throw that into chat, I think it is helpful to just like get that repetition, get that practice, burn it into your brain a little bit. Good. Love to see it. Yeah, Stephanie's on it, or Ashley's on it, Willow's on it, Jamie's on it. Good. Yeah, if you want to take, a lot of people have been asking me like, I've been failing the test and like, what do I do? One of the things you need to do is like take your studying more seriously. And the way to do that is by making your studying really active. So burn these definitions into your brain, dissect the questions. What exactly in a prompt was leading me towards an incorrect answer? And what information do I need to focus on instead to lead me to the correct answer? So if that's you, if I'm speaking to you right now, you've been struggling and you're like not sure what to do, this is the main thing that you need to do is keep your studying more active. All right, let's go through some examples. So what we're going to do is we've got all of our terms here. All of these schedules are going to be 2 of these terms. So they're either going to be fixed or variable. And then they're either going to be interval or ratio schedules. So let's first focus on this top one here. We have about every 3 times that Alex asks somebody out, they successfully land a date. What kind of schedule of reinforcement do we have here? So again, it's going to be a 2-word term. It's going to be either fixed or variable and either interval or ratio. Let's see those answers in chat. Looking good. Awesome. Loving all the answers in chat. Keep it up. Looking groovy. So yeah, this first one is going to be a variable ratio 3. Let's look at the terms that brought us to that answer. So we're looking at 3 times. So this is based on the number of responses. So like the more times that they ask somebody out, the more that they're actually going to land a date. And this is about every 3 times. So this would be really weird and unnatural if it were actually a fixed schedule where it's like, okay, the first 2 are not going to work out, but then the third one's definitely going to land. That's very unrealistic. We tend to see like more naturally variable ratio schedules as more in our natural environment than fixed ratio schedules. But this about does switch it from fixed to variable because we know it's not always 3, that it's going to average to about 3. All right, looking good, looking good. Let's check our second one out. We have after 1 to 3 minutes, you can change your channel back to the show that you were watching, and it will be back on after the commercials. What do you guys think here? What kind of schedule of reinforcement do we have? Cool, answer's looking good. And if you want to like really make your answer stick out right now, you'll relate this back to the definition. That, you know, that definition that was like, hey, we really need to burn this in. Anybody want to take me up on that? The answers are looking great so far. Yeah, so some people are putting some weird things in for the values, but there is one correct number for this. Brielle's on the right track. Bum Bum Dee Dum is, it could use a little bit more detail there. I'm looking for one really important thing here, and a lot of people are missing it. It's not just the time alone. I'm looking for one really important thing. So like the show doesn't go on automatically if I'm on a different channel. Like the show just doesn't magically appear. Like if we're off the channel. Let's see. Anybody got this here? No, I don't think anybody's gotten it yet. I'm a little slow. You guys, there's so many people here tonight. Yeah, Alyssa Rampino is the first one that I see that really nailed that. Cool, yeah, Crystal Curry on the right track. Good. So yeah, this is still contingent on a response. Let's go back to our interval schedule definition. It's reinforcement for the first response after the period of time. A lot of people saw that after the period of time, but you missed the first response component here. So this one is a variable interval 2-minute schedule. So this is that you're off the channel of the show that you are watching. Your show's just not going to automatically come back on. We need to flip it back to that channel. But if we do it before that 1 minute, then there's 0% chance that the show is going to be back on. But if we do it after about 1 to 3 minutes, then it's more likely to be reinforced with the presentation of the show that we are watching. So the really important part that a lot of people missed in their rationales here is that this occurred after the behavior, when they changed the channel back after this period of time. So make sure that you're connecting both of those components, or else it's not really an interval schedule. And we'll do more comparison of interval and time-based schedules later to really nail that down. But I want you guys to get into good practice. Yeah, Alyssa Rampino, she's got me, girl. Yeah, love that. Killing it, killing it. All right, let's check out number 3 here. For every 100 packages that the Amazon worker ships, they get a raffle ticket to a drawing for $500. What kind of schedule reinforcement do we have here? All right, yeah, answer's looking good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right, how about this? If we get to 100 likes on the video, we will immediately give away an ultimate mock bundle. We've got 62 right now, and there's 128 of you here. I think we can reach it, but I don't know. It's really up to y'all. So 100 likes on this video, we give away an ultimate mock bundle instantly. If not, no giveaway tonight. So it's all in your hands. All right, cool. Yeah, the number's going up. I like to see it. I like to see it. Yeah, the thumbs up. If you've already clicked it, it should be highlighted. All right, we're at 84. Okay, you guys are doing it. You're doing it. Yeah, we're doing some group contingency stuff here for sure. I like it, Natalia. Yeah, interdependent group contingency. So we collectively need to meet this goal. Actually, I wouldn't say it's not necessarily. I would say like this is more like a dependent, where it's like the hero procedure, because not everybody has to do it. I mean, we've had 227 people pop into this total, so we only need 100 of you. I mean, that's pretty close. Yeah, I think this is actually more of a dependent with a small group more than an interdependent, because not everybody needs to do it. We just need 100 of you. All right, let's check this one out. You guys are killing it. So this one is a fixed ratio 100. So fixed because it's always going to be 100 packages, and it's based on the number of responses. So each package is a response, and then they get a raffle ticket to the drawing for $500. Excellent. Looking good. Looking good. Let's go to our last one. Anytime that you go on Candy Crush and click the daily reward button, you receive a reward and a 24-hour cooldown before you can do it again. Again, if you want to be really cool, but not just be really cool, if you really want to learn tonight, you're going to tell me, how does this relate to the interval schedule definition? Ashley loves her Candy Crush. Do they have a system like this? I kind of made this up, but I see it's like a kind of popular system in these kind of games. Answer's looking good. But again, if you really want to learn tonight, you're going to tell me, how does this relate to our interval schedule definition? And it's more than just the time. I need you to explain more than just the time here. We are at 94 likes on the video. They got you guys moving fast. Almost there. I think we can make it. All right, let's check out some of these. Right. Amber says, same amount of time and reinforced after that time is up. Not necessarily. Remember, we need something else in there. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, yeah, Amy SR is on it. Reinforce it for the first response after the 24 hours. I like that one. Really good. Let's see our next one. We've got Tiffany FI24, because you won't get the reward if you log in before the 24 hours. You will get the reward if you log in after the 24 hours. So yeah, more than just a login too. We need to click that button. We need to click that button. All right, what else we got? Bum Bum Dee Dum's got FI24 hour because it's a set time and you have to click it and wait the period of time, 24 hours, for the reinforcer to become available again. Excellent correction. I love to see improvement within a session. Way to kill it, Bum Bum Dee Dum. All right, we've got a lot here. Let's pull a couple random ones. We've got Michaela. After 24 hours, the behavior of clicking the daily reward button will be reinforced. Very nice, very succinct. I love that explanation. BK, FI24 reinforcement after the first response after 24 hours. Excellent, very succinct there. Yeah, this is looking good, crew. FI, because you only get the reinforcement once after the period of time. I think we need a little bit more on that one. All right, let's check this one out. So our correct answer is the fixed interval 24-hour schedule. So let's go ahead and review this. For the interval schedule, remember, first response after a period of time. So not only do we need to wait the 24 hours, remember, if we just wait the 24 hours, we can wait 48 hours, we can wait 72 hours, and it's not going to do anything. Remember, we need to click that daily reward button. So the first response after this period of time is what is going to get reinforced. So time passes, response occurs, then reinforcement is provided. That's our interval schedule. Don't forget it. Okay, we're going to look at our cumulative record graphs. We also, very on topic for tonight, but on our UB shirts, we also have a cumulative record graph. Let me see if I can get this better on the camera. The cumulative record graph on the top above the UB. There it is. Cameras are hard. That's a cumulative record there. So cumulative records, they're kind of just like our normal line graphs, but they have one key difference. In our y-axis, instead of just looking at the number of responses that occur at a given period of time, we're looking at the cumulative number of responses that have occurred from the whole graph. So that's our main difference. We're looking at the total number of responses, and this could be a different measurement too. You could have like a cumulative duration, for example. Still the same thing. It's kind of the same point. But we're looking at the total number, so this is never going to go down. So like, for example, if I went to Wendy's 5 times, then like nothing's going to take that away. Like Wendy's is still going to be, like 5 Wendy's visits going to be here. But if I continue to go to Wendy's, then that number's only going to increase. If I don't do anything, that means our line is going to go flat. And that shows that time is passing, but no additional responses are occurring. So if it's flat, it means no responding is occurring. If it's increasing, that means we see more responding occurring. This will never go down. Our x-axis, just like all of our other graphs, is always going to be a unit of time. So it could be seconds, could be days, could be hours, whatever is going to be most relevant. We also have these things called pips. So these little lines that are coming down from the data path, these signal that our reinforcer was delivered at this point. So a lot of things that we can see on a cumulative record graph. One thing that you can see a little bit more clearly on this than a standard line graph is like the rate of growth. So like if we see periods of time where a behavior is going faster or slower, that is going to be shown by the steepness of the graph. So if we have a really steep chart, that means we have a lot of responding occurring very quickly. So we can see that with our 2 different labels. We see a short amount of time, but lots of responding occurring. So that's creating that steep data path, and that shows us that fast responding is occurring. If we were to see the opposite, so let's say we see like a more gradual line, we can use our axes and see the kind of a similar thing. So we see lots of time passing, but not really that much responding occurring. So this is going to be our slower responding, and this is going to be fast responding. Everybody see that? Yeah, somebody was asking about like the benefits of this graph over a standard line graph. If you really like want to know the total number of something, this is the best use for it. So for a lot of people like in ABA settings, we'll use this for like total number of goals mastered. So that's usually kind of a cool graph where it's like a client to start off with is usually going to have like slower growth at first, and then like as they get through, like they're going to have faster growth. So that can be a really cool thing to track. Anything like sporty that like or my Strava app, if you pay for the premium, you will get it actually makes a cumulative record graph for you of like how many miles that you ride. So I'm a cyclist. I like to ride lots of miles. So it's kind of cool to look at that graph every year and look at like, oh, like which months was I riding more? Which months was I riding less? And I can analyze that by looking at like the different localized slopes. So like if my slope looks something like this, then it's probably like, oh, January, February was really cold, so I probably wasn't cycling a whole lot. And then as soon as it starts getting warmer, then I'm cycling a lot. And then usually like it's like snowing winter wonderland in Denver right now, so I'm not really cycling as much. So this is like usually like my cumulative like miles ridden graph would look like in a year. It's like slow to start off with, gets faster in the summer and springtime, and then it kind of tapers off in the winter. Kind of similar to that. Cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and now we're gonna look at our same terms, but now we're gonna look at not how these schedules are implemented, but now we're gonna look at how or what types of patterns of responding that they tend to produce. So let's start with our fixed schedules. Fixed schedules tend to make responding with post-reinforcement pauses. So what this means is that when we have our pips, there's going to be a flat part of the graph. So after the reinforcers deliver, there's going to be a flat period where no responding is occurring. That's going to be a pause, and then we might see our path continue from there. So if we see those pauses, we know it's going to be a fixed schedule. If we see a smoother pattern, so like doesn't really have a whole lot of pauses, that is more characteristic of our variable schedules. Next, when we have our interval schedules, these tend to create slower or moderate rates of responding. You're going to see that with a more gradual slope. And when we have our ratio schedules, these are going to create faster rates of responding and have a steeper slope. Cool. Looks like we have a lot of questions here. So let me get to some of them. Danielle's asking, you can do daily, monthly, yearly, correct, for skill acquisition mastery? Yeah, I guess you could. You can make these units whatever you feel is relevant. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Alexandria's talking about like using a cumulative record when they have like a bunch of targets. So yeah, you can just look at like how quickly the targets get mastered, and like that rate should be accelerating over time. So it should get steeper over time if we're doing things right. And yeah, another question, can a cumulative record have a phase change line? Yeah, absolutely. We could put a phase change wherever. And then we see question, how can you calculate the total number of responses in a cumulative record graph? That's actually really easy to do. So like if I wanted to know, let's say like this is like 50 and this is 100. So if I wanted to know like how many responses occurred right here, then I would just like move that over here, and this would probably be like 65 or so. So pretty easy. This gets you the total. Sometimes questions are going to ask you like how many are going to get in a local area, and then you would just like subtract. So let's say it's like asking like how many responses occurred between like these parts. So what we need to do is just kind of like get the two numbers. Let's say this is 80, and then we could see like, okay, within this part there's a difference of 15. So like from 65 to 80, 15 responses occurred, and that's how we get that answer. Good questions. All right, we're going to go ahead and look at more cumulative record graphs now. Again, you got your chart over here to help guide you for your answer. But we're going to label each of these data paths and talk about what kind of schedules are being implemented on each one. Let's look at our red data path here. What kind of schedule do we see plotted? Cool, I'm liking the answer so far. Brielle even has a rationale. Andrea has a rationale for half of it too, looking good. Yeah, Ashley, I like that. Alyssa looks good. Yeah, Caitlin looks good. Yeah, Amber, I like that. Awesome, great answers coming through. Nice, Myra. Nice, BK. We have 99 likes on the video. Oh, 100. Somebody do it. It's not showing up on mine yet. Let's see. All right, there it is. It says 100 now. All right, well, excellent. We've got variable ratio for this first one. Let's go ahead. We're gonna finish these charts and then we'll do our giveaway. All right, so we were at 103 now. Sick. Thank you guys so much for hitting that button. Yeah, who was the hero? You're all heroes. All 103 of you that hit the like button. You're all heroes. So yeah, our first one is variable ratio. Again, let's look at our characteristics. So we see that smooth pattern. No pauses here. It's a very smooth pattern. And then we have faster responding. This is very steep. So we see, again, lots of responses occurring in a very short period of time. Another way that you can see the variable component is looking at the distance between the pips. So you can see like this has like unequal distances between the pips. So we have short distance between these two and a far distance between those two. That's another way that you can see the variable in the pattern as well. All right, let's go ahead and look at our second data path now. What kind of responding do we have here and why? Daniel says, thinking of virtual reality, smooth and consistent. I don't know like how smooth virtual reality is. Like, I have a VR set. There's some games that just give me like nausea really fast. I love VR though. VR is really cool. I think like VR has a lot of potential as a teaching technology as well. Well, that's a topic for a different day, but VR is really cool. Yeah, Daniel, whatever works for you. Okay, I'm loving the rationales here. Yeah, Michelle's killing it. Good, Amanda. Yeah, Amy, I like that. Michaela looks good. Yeah, Myra looks good. Awesome. Loving it, crew. Loving it, loving it, loving it. All right, let's go ahead and review this one. We've got a fixed ratio here. So looking at our different components, so we do see the responding with the post-reinforcement pauses. So whenever the pip does occur, we see a little flat component. So that is showing that there's a very short pause after each delivery of the reinforcer. Again, another way we can see the fix is looking at the equal amount of spacing between each of the pips. So like these are all fairly equal. Another really easy way to see that fixed schedule. And then again, we know this is a ratio schedule because we see it have a steeper pattern. We see lots of responses occur in this very short period of time. Looking real groovy. Let's go ahead and check out our next one. We're going to look at this green data path. What is going on here and why? Yeah, a lot of people will also note like the fixed ratio as like the staircase pattern. That's a good connection to make. I think it was, yeah, Maddie had that tip. Another good thing to look out for. I think somebody earlier said I need to put a UV sticker on my microphone. I think we're gonna do that. I think that'll be cool. This is the very first UV sticker that is getting stuck. Like literally, I picked these up 5 minutes before this stream started. All right, let's get this back off. Oh, they're a little harder to get the backs off. All right, here we go. I don't have that great at fingernails. Hopefully you guys got better. But here we go. The first UV sticker getting stuck on the microphone. Oh, it's a perfect fit too. Oh, that is just beautiful. Just beautiful right there. Look, we are tagged up, ready to go. Whoever suggested that, great idea, by the way. Extra cool points. Yeah, I know, they're so shiny. And if you order a t-shirt later, like you're gonna get 2 of these in there. Was it Jeanette? Was that you? Are you taking credit for that? I didn't stick it on very well. All right, cool. Well, answer's looking good. I'm liking the rationales coming through here. You guys are killing it. All right, this one is going to be a variable interval schedule. Very nicely done here, crew. So a couple of things that we can notice out of here. We see that very smooth pattern of responding that is characteristic of our variable schedules. Again, we see that differing distance between the pips as well. So again, we have like short distance here and then a longer distance. So varying distance between the pips, another good indicator of a variable schedule. And then we see this does have a slower, more gradual responding here. So we see lots of time passing and not that many responses occurring. So again, that's pretty indicative of our variable interval schedule. Looking groovy. Let's go to our last one, this orange line. Let's see it. What we got? The stickers, their stickers are going to come with the t-shirt. So if you order a t-shirt, you're going to get stickers. Right now, that is the only way you're going to get a sticker unless you find me in person. Like, I'll probably just like have these in my back pocket. So if you find me in person in Denver, then you're also going to get a sticker. But right now, ordering a t-shirt is going to be the only way to get a sticker. You're going to get 2 stickers too. We printed 500 of them, so we got them stacks. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Look at that. Oh, that makes such a good sound too. Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like that ASMR. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think we'll do the shirts with 2 stickers. I think they're gonna be $25. And then if you want to get a UB pin as well, I don't think I'm gonna put this on. I'm like scared I'm gonna stab myself, but I will put it on for funsies. We'll probably like do UB pins with the shirts for 30. Oh yeah, we got it. We got a UB pin ready to go now. Okay, yeah, people are nailing this here. Our answer is going to be the fixed interval schedule. I love that. Bum was like 69 number generator and ASMR. This is the best night to attend. I agree. This is a great night to attend. I'm so glad you guys are all here and having fun and learning. We're having a great time. So yeah, this one is going to be our fixed interval schedule. Let's go through those characteristics one more time. So we see slower responding. That's characteristic of our interval schedules. We see responding with post-reinforcement pauses. So again, what you want to look for is when the pips occur that we see a flat line. That's going to be our indicative of our fixed schedules. And we see also that there's about equal amount of space between each pip and each delivery of the reinforcer. So also another indicator of our fixed interval schedules. Love it. All right. Well, we did meet our mark, so I'm a man of my word. We're going to give away one of the ultimate mock bundles. This includes both the mini mocks for mastery, which now have 325 questions in them with our 2 new mocks in there, as well as the Beat the Beast mock exam. If you have one of these components, but you are missing the other, you can still participate and we'll fill you in with whichever component that you need. The only thing is if you have both, like, I mean, obviously don't participate. But yeah, let's go ahead. We'll do another random 1 to 500 for these. And closest number is going to win the ultimate mock bundle valued at $115. But really, like, it could cost more and it would still be worth it. But it's at $115. I think it's a good price. All right, lots of numbers coming in. Let's keep it up. Yeah, we'll give you guys about like 30 seconds or so for that. Yeah, Beat the Beast 2 is coming. If you stay to it at the end, I'm gonna drop another actually really cool announcement. So like we've been working on Beat the Beast 2, but we've also been working on something else. Lizzie, it looks like you chose a number over 500, so that's not gonna work. If you want to choose a number one, you can. another number, you can. But yeah, if you stayed at the end of the stream, I'm gonna drop the secret. I haven't told anybody in the public yet. Cool, Jeanette. Good luck on your exam. Oh yeah, Samantha, happy birthday. 33 today. 33 is a good age. I turned 32 in like 2 weeks or something. Something like that. The 24th. All right. Let's go. We'll make Shinobu, or no, we'll make Janie the last number here. Yeah, 1992. That's the year. That's the year. I know. I think I'm still young. We got a lot of life ahead of me. All right. Let's go and pick our number. Megan, good luck on your test tomorrow. Our number is 255. Please help me out here, Cruz. Help me find who is closest. 255. 255. Who we got? I see Crystal Curry, 237. I think it's probably somebody closer than that. 265, Karen. That's 10 off. Oh, Jossie also 265. Ooh. Tamana, 260. That's the closest I see so far. Tamana. Oh, wait, we've got on the other end, though, Floramon, 270. Oh, man. Anybody closer than that? Help me out here, crew. 265. Who's our closest? I see a 270 and I see a 260. So, yeah, Tamana and Floramon. Those are the closest I'm seeing, unless I'm missing something. Oh, wait. No, Karen Morris. Wait, no. Oh, no, it's 255. Oh, wait. 255. Wait. Okay, so 270 is not close. So Tamana is 5 away. Anybody closer? Tamana? Wow, Tamana had 260. Is anybody closer than that? Yeah, 240 is not close enough. I think it's Tamana. But please correct me if I'm wrong. I keep messing these up and have to do extra giveaways. So I think it's Tamana is our winner, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to look through this one more time. All right, I think... Oh, wait, Ro is 262? Where's Ro at? Was there another 260? Do we have two 260s? I don't see the other 260 yet. Oh, yeah, Ro did have 260. All right, we've got a tie here. We've got Ro and Tamana. All right, so we're gonna do a roll off. So whoever wins it is gonna win the full bundle, and then if the second winner is gonna win just the Beat the Beast. So Ro and Tamana, let's get one more number from y'all. Oh, the suspense is on. So yeah, Ro and Tamana, let's see one more number from you each. The winner's gonna win the whole mock bundle. And, oh, did Ro have multiple numbers? Oh, wait. Do we have a multiple number person? I see Ro at 260. Was there two numbers? See, this is why I need you guys' help. I don't know. I only see one number. You guys see her at 299? Did they change it? Oh, weird. Yeah, don't change the numbers. That's lame. All right. Well, never mind. Tamana's gonna win it. All right. Cool. Yeah, you changed your number. Thanks for being honest, Ro. I appreciate it. Okay, we're no roll off. Tamana is our winner. Thank you so much, guys. Congratulations to Tamana. Send me an email at understandingbehaviorofficial@gmail.com, and we'll get you hooked up with both products, the Beat the Beast and the Mini Mox for Mastery. Congratulations. We're going to keep on trucking along because I feel like that took too long. So let's go learn some more. All right. I know. I like the roll-offs too. They're kind of fun. All right. Anyway, this table is pretty much the same that we were looking at earlier. So the only difference is that I also include the Y's here. These Y's, they might seem a little bit mentalistic in here, but they are, I think they're still kind of relatable. So fixed schedules, remember, they create post-reinforcement pauses. And this is because, like, when the schedule is really consistent, when it, like, always works the same way, this is going to give that, like, that predictability to it and kind of create that no rush effect for the organism. So if you know, like, hey, like, I need to wait 5 minutes before, like, my response is going to get reinforced, then they'll actually have to wait that 5 minutes. They'll be in, like, no rush to, like, hit or engage in whatever response because they experience a history where it takes a little bit longer. So the more consistent the schedule is, the more predictable it is. It kind of creates like that no rush effect for the organism. Yeah, let me make my camera a little smaller for y'all. Thanks for letting me know about that. So let's get into our variable schedule. So remember, these create smooth, consistent patterns without pauses, and this makes it less predictable and it smooths out that responding. So they don't really know when it's going to get reinforced, when the response is going to get reinforced. So they tend to engage in more of the response or like a more smooth pattern of responding. These two are, again, a little bit on the mentalistic side, but I think they're just really difficult to explain in other terms than that. Let's look at our interval schedules. So remember, interval schedules require that the time passes before the response will get reinforced. So remember, that means that any responding before our time is up is essentially on extinction. So for our interval schedules, they tend to create the slower rate of responding because faster responding does not always increase the amount of reinforcers that they're going to obtain. And when our ratio schedule, since the reinforcement is directly contingent on the number of responses, this tends to produce that fast rate of responding because more responses will always result in more reinforcers. So I think like it does help to make the connection about like why, like the connection between how these schedules work and what type of responding that they produce. So you can make that really clear connection with these. Cool. I know. Do you guys like my really great hand-drawn graphs? Like, well, there's more amazing art later that you guys can laugh at. So let's keep going. So a lot of people can like very instantly recognize the fixed interval scallop, but let's actually go through the fixed interval scallop and how it works. So remember, fixed interval schedule means that within this period of time, they're essentially on extinction. And as we get closer to the end of that time, then we're going to see the behavior occur more. And then it's going to get reinforced, and then we see that time reset. So once a reinforcer is delivered, we see very little to no responding occur. So that's that initial post-reinforcement pause. And again, like for the organism, like this is just paired with extinction. So it makes sense that they're not going to really respond there because they've learned that if they've just received a reinforcer, then that's not a condition that leads to reinforcement for this response in the near future. So that's why we see that them stop immediately. As the time passes within this interval, we see that responding slowly start to pick up pace. So we see like about like halfway through here, we're like, okay, well, like give it a try, a couple tries, see if this works or not. Towards the end of the interval, we see responding occur at its highest rate until that reinforcer is delivered. So looking at this, like we see at the end here, that this has actually got pretty steep. It's a very steep pattern. So, but in the beginning, it's not a very steep pattern. And I kind of hinted at this earlier, but one way that you can think about this is that as the organism learns, like how this schedule works, the time, like if it's been a short time since the reinforcer was delivered, that essentially becomes an S delta condition. And if it's been a while since the last reinforcer has been delivered, this serves as an SD that signals that like, hey, the response is going to get reinforced soon. So what it does is it actually evokes more of that responding. And then we see once that reinforcer is delivered, responding stops again, and we see this whole pattern repeat itself. So, has anybody ever like broken down or like taken the time to like break down a scallop like this? Or is this something new to you? I'm curious. Cool. Yeah, it might be new to you, but like hopefully like it makes sense with all the definitions, knowing how the schedule works, and seeing it on a cumulative record and understanding the cumulative record a little bit better as well. Cool. Yeah, new to a lot of people. Love that. Awesome. I'm glad we went over it. Sweet. Excelente. Yeah, I love the light bulbs coming in here tonight. That's my favorite. Like when students get that light bulb moment, I'm just like, yeah, we're doing it. We're learning. All right, sweet. Next up in this presentation, we are going to go ahead and compare interval and time schedules. So we've been talking about interval schedules all this evening. Remember, interval schedules provide the provide a reinforcer for the time elapsing and the response occurring after the time. So the time must elapse, then the response occurs, and then it's reinforced. We are able to chart this on a cumulative record graph, and interval schedules do reinforce behavior. Remember, when we have reinforcement, it's a direct relationship between a behavior and a consequence. So if we don't have like a contingent consequence, then reinforcement is not occurring. Let's go ahead and compare this to our time schedules. In time schedules, reinforcers are given after a period of time. So these are independent of behavior, which means that these aren't really reinforcement schedules. So again, because no behavior is actually required, this is not reinforcement occurring, and this cannot be charted on a cumulative record very easily, or like it just doesn't really make sense to like chart a behavior like this. Typically, our time schedules are used to satiate MOs to reduce behavior. So again, this is not reinforcement. If we just provide free reinforcers, what that does is going to satiate the individual on that reinforcer and weaken the value of that reinforcer. All right, we've got some questions here. So all of these examples are either going to describe interval or time schedules. What you want to look at is the consequence delivered based on the response or not? And remember, if it's an interval schedule, the time must pass, then the response occurs for the reinforcer to be delivered. Time schedules are going to be time schedules are going to be just the time alone passes and then the reinforcer is delivered. Let's look at the first example. Lexi, my pup, she gets butt scratches from Nick about every 30 minutes. What kind of schedule is this? Nadine is asking when this is going to end. It's going to end when we're done with the presentation. I would estimate maybe 20 more minutes is what I'm estimating. All right, so what kind of schedule do we have here? We can also include fixed or variable to these. And we can also include a value to these if you're feeling spicy. And rationales are always encouraged. Alyssa Rampino is on these rationales tonight. Yeah, Alexandria, that looks great. Yeah, Alicia, I really like that. So yeah, both of these have time. So that's why it's really important to differentiate between an interval and a time schedule, because they both have time, but they are very different things. Yeah, Maddie Copeland, I love that. Groovy. Let's go ahead and check this one out. You have a question, is time schedule the same thing as an NCR? So NCR is a procedure, time schedule is a tool. So like time schedules are the tool that's used in NCR, but an NCR is like a more refined procedure. Cool, cool, cool. So our first one here, this is going to be a variable time schedule, 30 minutes. So it's variable because we have this term about here instead of every 30 minutes. So it's not like I'm like holding up a timer. It's like, oh, it's been 30 minutes. Let's go scratch Lexi's butt. No, it's going to be about 30 minutes. So that's going to like average out to that 30-minute period. So this one is time because Lexi does not have to do a single thing. She just exists and is like really cute. So she gets some butt scratches, and she really likes butt scratches. All right, let's check this next one out. Anytime you go on Candy Crush and click the daily reward button, you receive a reward. The game also tells you how much time remains until midnight when you can receive your reward again. Laura, I'm seeing your messages. So let's go ahead and check this one out. What kind of schedule do we have here? This is a tricky one. What do you guys think for number 2, Candy Crush? All right, a lot of people saying fixed time here. We got a couple fixed intervals now. This is why those rationales are super important. What's the difference between time interval again? And what do we have here? Trust me, I'm not just telling you to like do the rationale so I learn. They're so you can learn. All right, Evelyn's feeling interval but not positive. Can you come up with the rationale, Evelyn? Ooh, Amanda Rathbun looking really good. Yeah, Alyssa Rampino too. She's nailing these tonight. She's learning hard. I'm confident in that. Yeah, there you go, Ashley Halleck. You can take that question mark off. You're killing it. Yeah, Michaela too. She's killing it. Yeah, Tiffany, you're on the right track. We'll go over that. All right, I'm really liking these now. You guys are killing it. Yeah, Alicia, there you go. Oh, Lucila got a really important point here that a lot of people are missing. Extra cool points to Lucila here. Yeah. Okay, Maddie. Maddie, you had the right reason, but it leads to a different answer. All right, I'm liking where we're going. If you said that this is an interval schedule, you are absolutely correct. This one is actually a variable interval schedule, and I think Lucila was the person to really nail that the best in her rationale. Let's look what she had. It's a VI because after clicking the reward, it's telling you how much time is left until midnight, so the time varies to get to midnight. Absolutely. So for example, if it's 5 p.m., then it's going to be 7 hours until the reward is available again. If it's noon, then it's going to be 12 hours for the reward to be available again. If it's 12:01 a.m., then it's going to be 23.9 hours before we get to our next reinforcer. So yeah, extra cool points to Lucila for catching that and putting it in really nice terms as well. This one is a variable interval schedule because the amount of time until midnight does vary here. And again, this one is an interval schedule because the time must elapse, it must be past midnight, and you must click the daily reward button. So both things are necessary there. Awesome. Yeah, it could be. So I just took, for this one to get this variable interval 12 hour, I just took the whole range. So the whole range is between 1 minute and 23 hours and 59 minutes. So if you take the average of that, it gets to 12. That's how I calculated that. All right, let's take our next one. Paul's teacher lets him go to the bathroom after he asks about every hour. What do we think here? Time or interval schedule? And why? Cool. Ashley, quick with her rationale. Killing it. Yeah, Kendall too. That looks great. Yeah, Rihanna, that looks great. Cool. I'm liking the answers here. Looking really solid. Yeah, Emily looks good. Good. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Mary, I like where you're going. Amber, killing it. Natalia looks good. Awesome. Yeah, Crystal, I like where you're going. Okay, let's check it out. This one is going to be variable interval 60 minutes. Really nice job, crew. A lot of you guys got this here, and some great rationales to back it up too. Way to go, everyone. So this one, he needs to ask to go to the bathroom, so it is contingent on a response, and it's only about every hour or so. So like if he were to ask like 2 minutes after he just went to the bathroom, teacher would probably say no. But if it's been a little bit longer than that, then she'd probably be more likely to do it, and we're kind of like averaging towards that 1 hour mark for this response. Looks looks really good. Nice job, crew. All right, let's check our last one. Brooke gets beeped at by her car every 3 seconds until she puts on her seatbelt. This one we are focusing on the delivery of beeps. Is this a time schedule or an interval schedule, and why? Oh, Caitlin was saying that we reviewed this one on the Tuesday group. All right, people are killing this one. All right. Maybe I've shown this one too much. I gotta change these up a little bit. So again, this one we are looking at our delivery of beeps. Is the schedule we are looking at. Yeah, Laura, 1 hour, 60 minutes. Those are exactly the same thing. All right, let's see. There's some good rationales coming out. Yeah, Sandra, I like where you're going. Jessica, too. Yeah, good, Caitlin. Yeah, Michaela, that looks good. Yeah, again, we're looking at the schedule of beeps. Yeah, Brielle, very nice observation. Lucilla, that looks good. All right, let's go ahead and review this one. Yeah, Pamela, I like where you're going. Okay, this one is going to be the fixed time schedule. So Brooke gets beeped at her by her car every 3 seconds. Again, no behavior is required. She's just getting beeped at. Now we have she's beeped at until she puts on her seatbelt. So bonus question here. We'll do a shorter amount of time for this. What kind of schedule was putting her seatbelt on? Okay, this is a two-part question. What kind of contingency is this? And what is the schedule of reinforcement? Let's see those answers. And again, this is for putting on the seatbelt now. What is the contingency? What is the schedule of reinforcement? Ooh, people are slow. Not feeling so confident. And this is a bonus question, so it doesn't necessarily like mean these two. I mean, it could be one of those two, but it could be something else. Yeah, again, the question we're asking, we're now looking at the behavior of putting on her seatbelt. The question is, what kind of contingency do we have? Second question is, what is the schedule of reinforcement for this? I only see a couple correct answers for the schedule. So think about this. Does the time passing enable reinforcement for this response? Yes or no? Yeah, okay, a lot of people are getting the contingency down. I like that. So let's go ahead and diagram the contingency. What we have is a negative reinforcement. So, yeah, negative reinforcement. Here's our contingency. So we have our antecedent. We've got beeps. We have our behavior is that we put on the seatbelt. And our consequence is that we have no beeps. So this is negative reinforcement because our aversive antecedent was removed as a result of this behavior. And like most people put their seatbelt on because like, especially if their car beeps at them, because it's just really annoying. So for 99% of people, this will be negative reinforcement. This one is not an interval schedule. So remember, interval schedule provides reinforcement for the first response after the period of time. So we did not have to have the beeps occur for this response to be reinforced in this way. Our correct answer for the schedule here is FR1. Fixed ratio 1. So as soon as she puts the seatbelt on, this consequence is delivered. It's contingent on number of responses. Time has nothing to do with this schedule at all. So she doesn't need to wait 3 seconds and then plug in her seatbelt. She can plug in her seatbelt at any time and it will remove the beeps from occurring. So this one is fixed ratio 1 as the schedule, not variable ratio. This one is fixed ratio. Yep. So, yeah, if she were to do this before the beeps, then we actually have an avoidance contingency. It's very similar to a negative reinforcement contingency, but it'd be the same exact thing, except we have our no beeps here. Or actually, instead of like no beeps, it could also be like beeps are about to occur. Beeps will happen soon. And then we plug in our seatbelt and we still get no beeps. So kind of similar to even if like the time doesn't pass here, this would be more like an avoidance contingency, which again is just is a type of negative reinforcement contingency. So this is still accurate, but the consequence is the same. We still have no beeps as a result. Cool. Yeah, so Tiffany's asking like, why put on the seatbelt in this example other than learn history? I mean, that's exactly the reason. It's because it either removes aversive things or it avoids aversive things that are about to happen. Behavioral history is the explanation for behavior. Like there's no other explanation. Cool. I'm glad we're getting some light bulbs turning. And thinking, looking real good, crew. We've got a quiz, and then we'll wrap it up for today. Our first question is one that I told you it is gonna be tested on, and you should really burn this in. No multiple choice for this one. When is a reinforcer delivered on an interval schedule? Let's look at that. There's no interval schedule in the beep one, so we don't need to worry about post reinforcement pauses. Remember, the schedule is FR1. Yeah, Policia's asking, what if it beeps 3 times one day, 5 times another day, and 10 times another day? We're still experiencing beeps as an aversive in that antecedent, so it's the same thing. Still negative reinforcement, doesn't change anything. Yay, Lydia, I'm glad you're getting your positive negative reinforcement down. Those are so crucial. People underestimate basic contingencies so much, and you need to stop that. Like, stop underestimating basic contingencies. They are tricky, tricky, tricky. All right, let's see these responses. All right, Maddie's got half of it. I appreciate the honesty there. It's a good try. Guarlin, we need a little bit more. Yeah, Kendall, I really like that. Yeah, Martha nailed that. The Emily Strike looks really good there. Yeah, Lisbeth looks good. Lisbeth, I would just add in like when that response should occur. Yeah, Rodney, that looks really nice. Awesome, these are looking good, crew. Yeah, there you go, Gwerlyn. Yeah, Daziel. That looks really good. Good, I like that, Laura. Awesome. You guys are killing it here. So this is after the first response, after a period of time. So remember, the time passes, then the response occurs, and then the reinforcer is delivered here. So period of time passes, responding occurs, reinforcement occurs. That's our interval schedule. Cool. Yeah, Tiffany, I like that there. So if it's after the first response alone and there's no time requirement, then it would just be an FR1. Absolutely. All right, what kind of schedule produces fast rates of responding? We'll go a little bit quicker on these multiple choice. There is one answer to each of these. Fast rates of responding. All right, looking good. Remember, it's just one term here, one term. All right, looking good, looking good. This is going to be C, our ratio schedule. So more responding, more reinforcers. So we're going to do that behavior more. Fast responding. Looks good. What kind of schedule produces a post-reinforcement pause? One answer here. Let's see it. Awesome. Y'all are nailing this. Give you 10, 15 more seconds. All right, all right, all right. Looking good. This one is going to be A, our fixed schedule. So more predictable is going to create that pause after the reinforcements delivered. Awesome. How about the next one? What kind of schedule produces a consistent rate of responding or responding without pauses? Let's see for this one. Looking great, crew. Awesome. This one is going to be B, our variable schedules. So they tend to make that a more consistent pattern of responding than an S. Next one, what kind of schedule averages out the number of responses or interval length between reinforcements? That's kind of wordy. What does that mean? Oh, we're a little mixed on this one. Half saying B, half saying D. Which one is it? All right, now we're smoothing it out. Very cool. Yeah, Natalia, I like that backup there. Careful, careful. A lot of people just like go too fast and they get questions wrong. Happens on the real test too. It's not always your knowledge. It's sometimes the way that you're taking the test. Sometimes it's the way that you're just like going too fast and need to slow down a little bit. So easy to make mistakes. Careful reading is super crucial. This one is going to be B again, our variable schedule. So this averages out the number. And this can you can also see that it relates to both our number of responses and our interval length. So variable can apply to our interval and our ratio schedule. So that'd be another way to rule out interval here. Awesome. How about next one? What kind of schedule produces slow to moderate rates of responding? Looking good, looking good. All right, yeah, this one is going to be our interval schedules now. So interval schedules, remember that time needs to pass before it turns into an SD for the response. So it's going to create slower rates of responding in general. Very nice. What does a steep slope indicate on a cumulative record graph? Looking really good. Sweet. Yeah, this is going to be our fast behavior. So remember when we have a steep line that is going to show lots of responses over like a short period of time. So not much time, but lots of responses occurring. Very cool. What kind of schedule do we see on this graph? I told you there's going to be some amazing art to display later. You know, I always deliver on my promises. There's some amazing art for y'all. All right, looking good. A lot of people noticing that pattern here. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. All right, this is going to be our fixed interval schedule. So a couple things we can note here. Again, we see about equal spaces between our pips. We see the post-reinforcement pauses after the pips. Those are both characteristic of our fixed schedules. And we see the more gradual rate. So lots of time with not as much responding occurring. That's characteristic of interval. All right, how about this next one? Thank you, Laura. I appreciate the art appreciation. Yeah, Crystal, I like that fishy fixed interval. Yeah, a lot of people like that scallop. Cool, Ants is looking good. Can I put my art on the shirts? No, I like specifically hired an artist because I just like can't art. Visual art is not my thing. Musical art's one of my things, but visual art is not. That'd be so funny. Like maybe when like these streams have 1,000 people in it, then we'll have enough money to make shitty shirts. But that's not the thing right now. No, don't use that word screamo. That's not what I do. I'm a screamer, but it's not screamo. I can do my harsh vocals, but I sing normally too. I love singing. It's like one of my favorite things. All right, Answer's looking great here. This is wrong, actually. This is a variable interval. This is D, sorry. I don't know why that's incorrect here. But D, variable interval schedule. Let's go through the components here. For the variable, we see our very smooth pattern of responding. There's no pauses. And then we see like different distances between our pips. So that's both indicators of our variable schedules. And then interval, we see that more gradual slope. So lots of time passing, not much responding occurring for interval. Cool. Looking good. Repeat question. I'll give you guys a break on this one since we reviewed it a lot today. But interval schedules, remember, first response after a period of time is reinforced. All right, which schedule is being displayed on this cumulative record? We've just got a couple more questions for y'all. Felicia almost contemplated her whole entire life. That's so funny. I know. When the slides are wrong, everything's wrong. All right, Ants is looking good. Yeah, Amber and Kendall, I like still keeping up with those rationales, staying strong. This is for their learning. I love it. Yeah, Crystal's been really on top of those tonight too. Yeah, Lizzie too. Shout out to y'all, taking this seriously. You know, we're so serious here. All right, answer here is going to be our fixed ratio. Another beautiful drawing. So, did you like how I even included like the type line right here? Is that great? That's just my artistic touch. So fixed ratio, we see fixed here. So we have post-reinforcement pauses after our pips. And then we can also see like about equal distance between each pip with my expert drawing. And then we have our ratio, which shows our lots of responding occurring in a short period of time. So very fast responding. Yeah, Picasso, who? I love that. You guys are funny. Love it, love it, love it. All right, couple more questions. And the fixed interval scallop, what is happening near the end of the interval? Yeah, very demure. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I've been having a lot of fun too. You guys are great. Remember, I'll send an email out too. But make sure you purchase a UB shirt from the store tonight. They are hella cool. And if you end up buying a shirt and you tank it up like mine, like you're gonna get all the cool points. But maybe we'll do like a special raffle for anyone who tanks their shirt. Let's get all the UB tank tops. I'm going to Coaba tomorrow, so it's like a professional conference for behavior analysts in Colorado, and I'm going in my tank. Oh, you got to. You got to. Okay. I'm liking the answers here. You guys are killing it. Yeah, if you wear your shirt to test day, um, the spirit of Nick and Skinner will be within you, and you'll probably pass. And these findings have not been scientifically validated at all yet because nobody has the shirts. Nobody is tested with a UB shirt on, so you could be the first. All right, I'm liking this. This one is going to be fast responding. If I can get the right laser, there we go. Fast responding. So I'm looking at our scallop once again. We see towards the end of the interval that line is actually very steep. So we see fast responding at the end of the interval here. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, December. You'll get your shirt by December 2nd. I'm gonna do the first ship out on Monday, and they'll probably be like if you order before Monday, you'll probably get it like middle of next week. You might have it before the next stream next week. Yeah, if you show your passing score with the shirt, oh man, that would be so cool. Like Thursday, you'll probably like get it on Thursday. It'll be hard to say. I'm not expediting shipping. Actually, I don't even know like how the shipping works on Shopify yet, but we'll figure it out. Lydia, you'll get it by the 25th for sure. You'll get it like if you order before Monday, you'll get it next week. You'll get it before next Friday. I can guarantee that. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming up tonight. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should totally check out the Ultimate Mock Bundle. It's on our shop. It's very reasonable. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you guys a secret too. Yeah, you guys get the secret. So yeah, buy the Ultimate Mock Bundle. It's really awesome. Thanks for reminding me about the secret. I got to show up on my promises. So this month we are going to have the Beat the Beast 2 is coming out. But in addition, we are also getting the Understanding Behavior app. It's going to be an iOS app and it's going to be an Android app. And we're coming out with a new package that is going to have 500 fluency questions ready to go on an iOS and Android app. We are really hoping that is going to be out before the end of this month. We're going to work as hard as possible to get that to y'all. So hoping in the next 2 weeks that both the Beat the Beast 2 and the Understanding Behavior app are going to be live. So we are busting our ass to get that to y'all. It's going to be super exciting. I don't have a hard date for y'all, but we are aiming for like the week of the 25th is what we're aiming for on that. The price, so the fluency questions, we're going to have 500 fluency questions available. That's going to be the first thing on there. And it's going to be $25 for 3 months access. And then the questions do come with UB quality, so we make sure that they are tough and useful. And then Yeah, we'll probably have a Black Friday. We're definitely gonna have a Black Friday sale as well. There's going to be more products that we're going to do add to that. The app is actually going to be connected to Learn Worlds. So if you purchase the mini mocks, then you can complete the mini mocks on the app in a much better format as well. You can already like go mobile on the website and access them, but it's just going to be like way more smooth and integrative on the app. So we're really excited to get that out to y'all. Y'all are the first to hear about it. Is Nick art included? We'll probably include some Nick art in there. For sure. The Black Friday sale, it will be on Black Friday, so you gotta wait for that. But we'll have some good deals for y'all, and yeah, if you already have the mini mocks, you will still be able to access them on the app. So there will be nothing from holding you back on that. We're looking at estimated release date of November 25th. Fingers crossed. We are going to try to have that to you sooner. We would love, we're looking somewhere between the 18th and the 25th. We're going to have the UB app out, if everything goes to plan, which we're going to make it become the plan. We're going to make things come to plan. So, that's what we do here. So we make shit happen. Well, anyway, this was a really fun session. The energy was lit tonight. Congrats to Tiffany, who won the t-shirt. Congrats to Tamana, who won the whole Ultimate Mock Bundle. Go ahead and send me an email at understandingbehaviorofficial if you are a winner and won that stuff. And make sure to check out everything Understanding Behavior on our link tree. Yay, Amber, I love that. And yeah, like the best thing that you guys can do to support is really just tell everybody about Understanding Behavior and be like, yo, Nick is here. He's got it all. He knows what's up. He has the best mocks and they're super affordable and all that jazz. So really like, that's what I need you guys the most for, is to just spread awareness about Understanding Behavior, and things are going to get even cooler soon. The app is just the beginning, and we're working on a full course as well that needs more work, so I don't have a release date for that for y'all. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming. Keep studying hard. Keep your studying active. Keep crushing it out there. If you're struggling with the test, hopefully hopefully all of our resources are helping you get there. And stay tuned. And good luck, everyone. Take care. Do I take suggestions for live topics? Right now, we're kind of just going through a rotation. Maybe we might add like one or two more soon, but I kind of like our rotation right now. Molly's Monday night streams are definitely way more open to, like, if you guys want to suggest things for her to cover, she's a little bit more open. All right, that's going to be all for tonight. I'll send an email when the shirts are live on the shop. But best of luck studying out there and keep crushing out there. These PowerPoints are not shared, but you can rewatch this video whenever you'd like. All right, that's all for tonight. Thanks, guys. Take care and laters. Bye, 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 bye.